Can I just say that I had my legs waxed for the first time ever, and I thought it was the most awkward experience. It was very painful. It was more painful than I anticipated.
Really?
Not as painful as actually, you know what? No, it wasn't as painful as the Brazilian because it had been a little bit since I had the Brazilian. But um the I haven't had to shave my legs since.
Mm.
And I did that before I went to Aruba, so that was like it's been 20 days. I haven't had to shave my legs. And normally like it's every other day.
Yeah, it's so good.
So I'm like and I was talking to my husband and he was like, "Well, why don't you just get your legs waxed from now on?" And I was like, "Oh, okay. All right. You gonna pay for it? Okay, cool." So, yeah, that was my follow-up experience on my leg waxing. First timer. I'll do it again.
Every time.
Will not do my eyebrows though because I definitely broke out. So I need to find someone who does the threading because I think that's where I need to do for my eyebrows.
Hmm. Every time I'm in the shower, and I don't shave my legs often. Um, what? Yeah, I really don't. So I gonna. Oh, I think about. I'm so tired. I think about shave or waxing, but then I'm just like, I'm in this like wants versus needs mode when it
Mm,
comes to finances. And
mm.
I'm just like, and we've been in that mode for quite a while since we're trying to buy a house and everything. And so I'm just like, that is so expensive for something that I can totally do. Like, I would love, and I even posted on Facebook, like, does anybody have a cleaning lady that they love? Like,
Hmm.
that's,
Mm.
if I'm gonna like spend my
Spend money.
money on like a something that I can do myself or whatever, I want a cleaning lady.
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
then part of
totally.
me is like, do I want somebody else touching my shit? Like, I don't know. But I just,
No, if she's gonna scrub my toilet and my shower
that's
and
what,
my kitchen, then
exactly.
yes, she can deal with that.
That's what I told Kevin. I'm like, I don't need her to come in here and like do everything.
Hmm.
I want her to do the things I don't like. I want her to do the bathrooms.
Hmm.
Like, it's so gross. But my bathroom probably doesn't get cleaned very
Oh,
often.
same.
Just because I hate doing it. But then like everywhere else I'll do like deep cleans like practically every weekend. But the
Yeah.
bathroom, I'm just like, ugh,
It's so
Oh
hard
yeah,
living
I'll
with men too, because
yep.
they're gross,
Oh, it's all their shit. That's all it is.
literally. I mean, now,
No,
granted,
no, it
I,
is.
I have my fair share of poop, okay? But, I try to keep the toilet clean for that reason. But, like, come on, it's so
Kevin's actually
gross.
not like Kevin's not he's not bad at all. Like if anything, it's like whenever he shaves his beard, that I'll
Mm.
find some like trimmings, but he has his own sink, so that even that doesn't really bother me. I think
Hmm.
the bath, like, and I don't clean the boys' bathroom. Like they use the main upstairs bathroom as their bathroom, and I don't clean it. I refuse to. Every single weekend that they're here, we alternate weekends. They know that bathroom needs to be cleaned. I'm not cleaning it. And I hear them bitch and complain about
Cleaning
stuff that I don't need to hear. And I'm like, that's why I don't clean it. I don't use that bathroom. I'm not cleaning it. It's your domain. It gets cleaned every weekend. I'll go in there and inspect it to make sure it's cleaned properly, but I'm not cleaning that sucker.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
God, no. Yeah, I want a cleaning
So
lady too. And
so how
I
do
mean,
yeah. Oh my God, if I could have one, it'd be amazing. But
yeah, I hate doing that work. Like I'm not like a gross person because I will clean my house and stuff like that, but I just like the act of cleaning. Oh, it's just so awful to me.
See that now, see, I'm the opposite. Like I don't like I love I think it's because of my anxiety that when I clean, I feel like as long as my space is clean, then my mind feels calmer and I feel
Mhm.
like less anxious in my surroundings. Like this back here, I binge watched season 2 of Handmaid's Tale that yesterday. So I was
Mhm.
laying there literally for like 7 hours, probably after work. So that's a mess. But like as soon as we're done, like I'll tidy up down here because I usually
Hmm.
tidy up downstairs every single day, like
Mm.
while I'm on a work call.
Hmm.
And so like that part's fine. I want somebody to come in and just like I don't care for mopping.
Yeah.
And like we use
Mm.
like a Swifter thing. I don't like doing that. I don't like doing the cat box. I don't like doing like I said, mainly the bathrooms. If somebody can just come in and do the bathrooms, I'd be happy.
Yeah. Mm. What were you
So
gonna
how
say,
do we,
Andrea?
I was gonna say, so how do we budget for these things? Like, we want, these little extras in life, where we're just things we want, but we don't necessarily need. Like Jen, you're
Mhm.
trying to save for a house.
Yeah.
Melanie, you're just, I don't know what you're
I'm
saving
just
for these days.
I'm just trying to pay down my bills, like my
Yeah,
credit cards. That's what I'm trying to do.
same.
I
That's what
will
we're trying to
say
do too, and save for a house.
I will say when it comes to bills and that kind of finance, Kevin and I knocked that crap out. Like we don't have any debt whatsoever. Besides like my school loan that I'm paying on. Um, but we did like we love Dave Ramsey
Hmm.
and we like both listened to the Money Makeover book like at the same time. And I
Mhm.
was doing his snowball method before even Kevin did it. And so I
Mhm.
paid off all of my bills and he was like, "Wait, what are you how did you do that?" And
Hmm.
so, you know how a lot of people will say, "Pay like take all of your bills and whatever has the highest interest rate, pay that off first because over the long run, you'll save more money that way."
Right.
Right.
For me,
That's the avalanche method.
yeah, for me, that didn't work because I needed to see that like gratification and I needed to see
Mhm.
Hmm.
progress right away. So I
Mhm.
took all of my bills, I made a big list on Excel sheets with like everything that I owed. And I knocked out the smallest first. So I paid the minimum
Mhm.
balance on all of my bills.
Hmm.
And this is like besides like medical, right? So this is like credit cards, your car, whatever.
Yep.
And I paid the smallest one for I paid minimum balance on all of them except for the smallest outstanding balance. I put all of my extra money on that. If I wanted to go to Starbucks, I was like, nope, I'm taking that $7 and putting it on that lowest card. I
Mhm.
mean, it
Hmm.
takes discipline. And like Kevin and I make really good money. And so I'm also the believer that like you have to allow yourself that time to decompress and have
Hmm.
fun and date because that's what's going to keep you going.
Right.
If you don't allow yourself to have a little bit of fun,
Hmm.
then like I don't think it's something that you can stick with. So we made like a budget. Okay, we're going to go out every weekend, or are we going to go out, once a month or whatever? And so we made it a point where one weekend that we had the kids, we would go out to like dinner or do something. And then one weekend when we didn't have the kids, he and I would go out. So it was like we were going out two days a month. Everything else we ate at home. If we wanted to order something, like I said, we put that money on one of our bills. And he and I, um, like we don't have joint bank accounts or anything like that. Like we just divvy everything up or take turns buying for things. And
Mhm.
so this was really eye-opening for us because it was like once I did my stuff, like even though those are his bills, like we knocked them out together and that's
Mhm.
how we got everything paid down. We have
Hmm.
nothing now.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's what we've been starting to do with the snowball.
Yeah.
And like our, I mean, yeah, we'll go out to eat occasionally, that sort of thing. But like, and this is why I side hustle so much. We hustle hard for a couple of months, and then we plan a trip. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And, we've already had we went to Aruba, everything was already paid for before we got there, you know. So
But Andrea, you're
when even
very
when
good
we
at
went there,
you're like really good at like traveling on a budget. So we really need to
mm,
talk about that at some point because like Kevin and I, we made it a point where it was like, okay, like once a quarter,
hmm
we want to do like a weekend getaway,
hmm
right? Because I think that's important
well,
for,
it's really about planning, and kind of knowing there's always a sweet spot when you're traveling. It's the sweet spot for flights when they're going to be at their lowest point, and there's a sweet spot for like places you want to go. Or, you know what I mean? Like, for example, coming to Charleston anytime between, March and October is going to be out of control because that's the prime season. But
yeah,
like literally in February, it's still nice. You might not be able to go to the beach, but it's not like 30 degrees either.
yeah,
It's like
Mhm.
pleasant. You know what I mean? So it's like knowing, like, if you're okay with kind of traveling in that off time too, that's gonna be a game changer.
yeah. That is one thing that we do. Like, we're not the people that go to the beach in like July and August. We go to
Mhm.
the beach in like November.
I mean, we went to Aruba, and we were actually contemplating doing the all inclusive. And then when we got there and they told us how much it was $200 a person per day. I was like, you know what? Like, I'm not gonna eat or drink that much.
Mhm.
$200 a day is a lot. It's a
Yeah.
lot of food and drink. And so we just piecemealed it out. I mean, we spent significantly less. It would have been over $1,600 for us to just
Mhm.
eat and drink, and we didn't spend
Mm.
anywhere near that, and we
Yeah.
still we still enjoyed ourselves. So, it's just kind of picking and choosing different things.
Yeah.
I
I know
mean,
when
we
Kevin
didn't
and I go
stay we
out,
didn't stay at the Ritz either,
right.
but we still had a great resort. We were 2 minutes from the beach.
Yeah, whenever Kevin and I do a go away, it's like we'll spend a little bit more little bit more money on where we stay because we figure if we don't sleep well, then we're going to be bitchy the whole time and we're
Hmm
not going to like have a good time. And so
Mhm.
we'll make up that money difference by like going out when if we have to like eat or something because it like the place doesn't have a kitchen, like we'll share food
hmm
rather than like and we don't have to do that. I mean, we're we're perfectly
Yeah.
fine with paying for ourselves. But like I said, when I think whenever whenever you know that you're paying want to pay for like a house or whatever, it's just like, well, do I really need this or do I want to put all of my money towards that bigger goal? And so that's just something that we always do.
Right. Right. And that's again like where we're at. So it's like, we'll hustle, hustle, hustle for 2, 3 months at a time. I mean, so right now our next trip is in a month.
Yeah.
So, from here on out, we're actually away this weekend, but this is something we've had planned since December,
Yeah.
and it's been paid, and we know what we're doing and we know what we're spending, and you know what I mean? So we've also been adding that into our budget.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then also while doing the snowball of other things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like when we go to San Antonio next month, like it's not coming out of my regular
Hmm
money account. Like like I have all of my like my entrepreneurial businesses, like all of the money that I make going into its own account, which is nice. And so if you do have a side hustle, I highly recommend doing that because it's nice to see. Before I used to have that money going into my regular checking account
hmm
and it was kind of like out of sight, out of mind. But once I started putting that into its own account, it's really nice seeing every single week that amount go up,
hmm
Mhm.
or not go up if you're not doing the work, right? So,
Right.
but like all of my stuff is paid for already, and I'll still have
Yep.
money left over
Mhm.
just from that account.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
I
I've been
highly
doing
recommend doing that separate
Yeah,
account. Yeah.
Yeah. I've been doing something for the past like 2 months where we get a paycheck every week. So we get paid, like I get paid, Matt get paid, I get paid, Matt get paid. And
Nice.
so it's, we're at that point where we can save a lot. So I've been putting in $100 every week because I know if I don't do that, I'm going to spend it on food or something eating out. So it's gotten so, I've gotten so much in there in just a couple of months that, Matt's going to put in a back patio for me, and that's where we're going to use that money,
Hmm.
that I've been saving. So it's because I've never been able to save money before. So this is something huge for me to be able to save that money
Hmm.
and know that, we can do projects on the house and it's just coming out of savings and it's not coming directly out of our checking account. So that's something too. Like I've been trying to do the snowball effect, not um like 100%,
Hmm.
but I've been, paying off my little cards first and then trying to add more into the bigger cards and stuff.
Yep.
So,
Oh,
because
that's
I
the
put it,
thing too. Yeah, that's the thing too, is like we've stopped using, we're at a point where we've stopped using our credit cards. So we're
Yeah.
not
yeah,
accumulating more on those. We're just strictly using, our cash, if you will,
yeah.
I'll use
for
them if I
everything.
get like rewards or stuff.
Yeah.
But then
Mm-hmm.
I only charge
You,
what I can pay off, then I immediately pay it off. Like I turn around and
hmm.
just pay it.
Hmm.
So the one thing that you said, Mel, that I would grab my phone for. So back to that, the whole Dave Ramsey thing. So like he would say, if you have all of this debt, then your back patio can wait.
Right.
That's what he would say. But like, so his steps is like your first step, you save like $1,000 for a starter emergency fund. That way, if something happens or your car breaks down or whatever, you at least have that $1,000 as like a cushion, right? So that's
Right.
like your
Mm-hmm.
step number one. Your step number two is to pay off all of your debt, like besides your house. And I took that as like besides my school loans also.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Um, Using that snowball effect. So that's
Mm-hmm.
step number two. And then step number three is that you save 3 to 6 months of expenses in your emergency fund. Should you happen to like lose your job,
Right.
then it provides that cushion again so that you can pay your utilities, you can pay, just the day-to-day life
Well, right.
things.
And at that point, you've already paid most of
You
your
paid all of
debt.
your debt.
So
Yeah. So
you're literally worried about your just
you're
bare
paying for your
bones.
mortgage, you're paying for your
Hmm.
utilities, like that kind of stuff. And that's what that money
Mm-hmm.
is for. And then, and then step number four is investing 15% of your household income in retirement, which we do that. And then five is saving for your child's college fund, six, paying off your home early, seven, building wealth, and then like giving your money to like charitable donations or whatever. So
I
like
am a
I always
charitable
keep that on my
donation.
phone just as a constant reminder. But like, I'm not saying you don't do your patio. I'm just saying that, if you want to pay off like for example, Gabriel wants to pay, so he needs a car because he was in that
Hmm.
car accident.
Mm-hmm.
He can't find a car. Xavier was intending on buying my car. Well, he can't buy it until at least September. So Gabriel and him worked out that come June, if Gabe can't still find a car, then he's going to pay me the money. He's going to buy my car. And then come September, Xavier will pay Gabriel for the car. So everybody's, it's kind of working out for everybody.
Because does he need a car when he's at school?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gabriel. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, plus, it'll give him more time just to find a car that he
Hmm.
actually wants or whatever. And so he's buying it from me, what I was going to sell it to Xavier. I'm not giving my kid a car. He can earn it. Right.
Hmm.
And then Xavier is going to pay Gabriel what he paid me. So, it's still getting to Xavier. It's just going to a middleman first. So, but now come June, I'm going to need a car. Right. And so I'm starting to think about, okay, what do I want? What do I want to like? I'm not buying a new car. I never buy new cars. I buy new used cars to me. But like, okay, so I have his money. How much more money do I want to put on it as a down payment to get the monthly payments down?
Hmm. But
Or
if you're also thinking about buying a house, do you want to take on a
well, I'm
new
going to need
loan
a
right
car
now?
regardless.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but my point is that a lot of people would just go out and buy the car
Hmm.
and keep the car payments.
Hmm.
But I could easily take money out of my savings account and buy a car that I want in cash. and
Mm.
not have any car payment again. Like I don't have a car payment now. So I can pay cash, not have a car payment. And instead of paying for that car payment every single month, I'm just putting that money back into my account and kind of working through these steps again.
Hmm.
Right.
I think that's a good idea.
And
I
so that's
think,
why,
yeah,
like, you don't, that way you don't have those expenses out there.
right.
I,
But it also, I'm just gonna chime in because you are in that mode of trying to save for a house. Like I know you're gonna dip into your savings to do this, but
uh-huh,
not only will you be able to you can walk into the dealership and be like, here's X amount in cash, and that's how much I want to pay for this
uh-huh,
vehicle. And they'll
yeah.
be like, absolutely,
Yeah.
they'll
And it's
kiss your
not like
ass.
I'm going and buying like a $30,000
No,
car. You know what I
no,
mean?
but
Like I'm
yeah.
not buying a car that's above my means. I need a
Hmm.
car that gets me from A to B. I
Hmm.
want an SUV. That way it doesn't hurt my back as much getting in and out of it. Those are like my only
Yeah.
prerequisites of it, you know?
But just, and then that way it doesn't hit your credit the
Yeah.
same as a, something you'd need to finance.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Which
And
is
I
just
know,
ridiculous about how much you need to think about that stuff, especially when you're trying to save for a house. Because,
right.
you know,
Well,
at
and
this
I
point, it's
know,
like no more inquiries. Like we cannot be affording anything like that. Like we just need to hunker down and just
yep.
get her done.
Yep. Well, and I know a lot of people may not be in that situation. So, like, even if you do have to go out and you use your car as a trade in, that's fine. But then you're back to that, okay, looking at things that you do as a versus needs versus wants. And can you throw all of your extra money to that car payment? And if your car payments, God, the minimum car payment these days is just astronomical. But if you can pay an extra 100, $200, and instead of paying it once a month, can you double up and pay that every 2 weeks, like when you get your paycheck? Can
Hmm.
you put on more money against the principal to get it paid off even faster?
Hmm.
It takes sacrifice, it takes discipline, but in the long run, depending on if what you're saving for, it always, I
Mm.
mean, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
It just wait.
So with my car payment, like I know what it is, but I always budget at least 100 to $150 more. And I just, that's set to auto transfer, and
Yeah.
that's my thing. Unless, we're trying to be really lean, but I think, even that little, like I could take that $150 and pay off a credit card. But in the long run, because my car loan is so much longer than, how much, I could pay my credit card off in like 3 months versus my car loan, I still have like 2 years on it.
Yeah, but if you
So
pay all of your credit cards off
this is
first and
true.
just make your minimum payment on your car, then you're not going to have that debt. Knock out
True.
that small shit first. Because you know what's going to happen, Andrea? That's going to
Mm,
boost your credit score up. Like my credit score was like down in like the 650s. After I did all of this, it's now at like 740,
hmm.
750, something like that. I've never had that great of a credit score. So
Yeah.
knock that little shit out
Shit.
first. And then, because if you can do that in like 1 or 2 months,
Yeah.
that stuff's going to be paid for, right? And then
Mhm.
you
Right.
just, all you have is your car and just then tackle that with all of your different 100 jobs you have,
True.
you know?
True.
And then if you use a card for like your trips or whatever,
Hmm.
then that's fine. You just rinse and repeat, pay that off,
Yeah.
go back to paying that off, then go back to paying all of your car off.
Well, and that's what we did too, is like when we traveled, we only took because all of the cards that we get like rewards and things on, they all had no international fees because you also need to check that when you're
Mm,
traveling because a lot of cards will charge you an international
yeah.
fee.
Oh.
So before we went, I was like looking through and I was like, okay, no, like the Sky Miles card, no fee. I was like, great, we'll bring that one, you
See,
know.
I wouldn't have even thought about that.
Hmm. Yeah.
Me either.
Hmm.
So just there's just different things, like I did have to go to the ATM at one point. So I got charged a $10 fee on top of what I took out at the machine. And then when I came home, I got charged the
By your bank.
fee my bank
Yeah.
charged for taking money out of a non,
Yeah.
not their ATM. So it was like, for the $60 I took out because we needed cash for a taxi. Um, I paid 75 and I was like,
Are
oh,
traveler checks still a thing? Like, do people still
ooh.
use traveler checks?
I have no
I
idea. I
remember,
haven't seen one of those in years. It's been
yeah.
years.
I don't know. I mean, the last time I dealt with traveler's checks was, I mean, God, I want to say in the 1990s.
Well, I don't even go like international, so I'm like, oh, I wouldn't even thought about that. And I'm like, well, I wouldn't
Mm.
need to because I don't go. Like, I don't even have my like a passport, a valid passport anymore.
Girl, you
And
need to
that's
get
why you
one.
couldn't come to Aruba with me.
I know. I see. I keep telling Kevin I need to get one just in case he wants to ever just be like, let's go
You
here
know,
for.
it's good for 10 years. So it's like if you don't have any plans for right now, just do it. Pay the regular fee. You'll get it in 6 months and then you'll be ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's good to have another form of identification as well.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
So,
Well,
anyways,
this has been enlightening
I
this
hope.
morning.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't. I hope. Anything like budget related, I love talking about. I just think it's like because I think sometimes people are just like, oh, I
it's
have to
so
have a car payment.
it's but it's so overwhelming to think
It
about
is.
sometimes too. And I think that like, so my husband never was really taught how to save money. And so it's taken him a while, but like having these small rewards, these trips and things really show him the benefit of like if we work really hard and we save and we're able to pay things off, then we can go and
Yeah.
enjoy these beautiful
You don't feel
things.
guilty about it.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas, before it was like, he would just go and buy whatever he wanted, oh, he had enough money. Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, like, do we really need this?
Yep.
Or, do we really need to order Uber Eats right now? Or can we make do with the McDonald's dollar menu, the
Yep.
drive-through? Like, you know,
No, I totally get it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I hope that we provided some tips for
I think
you
so.
listening and for you, Mel.
I think
and me
so. I'm
too,
good.
me
And
too.
me
I
too.
got to think
Yeah.
about that, like, so maybe I cut my car payment down $50 and throw
I'm
that extra
telling you,
50
do
towards
it. I'm
something else.
telling you, do it. Just if you have these little credit cards that are just hanging out there, just pay them off. Pay your minimum balance on your car for like a month or two. Put all of that extra money on those cards and just knock them out.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And like I said, if you use them because you get points or like my Torrid card, I get like, free coupons or whatever. I don't go crazy. I buy what I want
Hmm.
and then I literally then turn around and just pay it off.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, definitely try it.
But even then, like for 2 months, just deal with not making the points. Because what are you
Yeah.
using it depends on what the points are for. Like
Yeah.
I have airline stuff, but we're not planning. I already booked everything I need is already booked. So
Yeah.
it's like I don't really need those points right now.
Yep.
So I can let those not charge on those cards and,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yep.
just deal with it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you ladies enjoy the rest of your weekend while you're
Yes.
away.
Yeah.
Have a fantastic time.
Okay.
But we will.
Thank you. I'm gonna go back to bed, I think.
All right, everyone. I
Uh,
hope that you found this helpful. I hope that we gave you some tips on how to budget and do it in a way that you find that, the most rewarding, that instant gratification, if you will.
mhm.
If you have any other tips, hop on over to Instagram and let us know your tips that you have in place. But until next time, have a great week and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.